What's going on, everybody? Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on archive. Not going to be a very long show here tonight. At least I don't believe it will. However, I could not avoid the headline. All right. As you guys should know by now, um, in Saudi Arabia, right, for the heavyweight championship of the world for three of the main straps, Ruiz will be facing Joshua once again. This time he will be the champion. He will be the one defending the straps. The fight is not going to take place in England, okay? So you could say goodbye to that, and it's not going to take place in New York, LA, Las Vegas, or anything like that. No, they talked about a neutral site. Some people were talking about Canada, stuff like that. Yesterday, I did say I didn't think it would happen in Saudi Arabia, but I was wrong about that. But nonetheless, so you got to come forward and admit that, right? When you're wrong about some. And the fight's going to be in Saudi Arabia. I have a lot of thoughts about this. First of all, shout out to DJ Mexicano de Tejas. Okay. J Balsour, what's going on, bro? Don ZB, what's going on? Christopher West, you're going to fly out for that one? No. I am never going to visit Saudi Arabia. Look, I have said that, we're not going to make this a political channel, but if something political happens, I have no choice, right? And if you look at the title, I title like that on purpose, just for the record, because YouTube algorithms, you know what I mean? So, just saying. Hell to the knowledge, J-Bo. Look, I ain't going to fly out to that. So, first of all, it is too far, and for me to plan around that, it's like ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's number one, right? Number two, it is in Saudi Arabia. I have issues personally with Saudi Arabia. Human rights violation up like it's crazy, right? This country is so hypocritical. We talk about banning Muslims and we talk about going after ISIS because they behead people, this, that, and the third. But then, first of all, can you guys hear me? The sound sucks, doesn't it? Hold on. Give me a second. Can you guys hear me better now? Check. 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me better now? Let me do this. Can you guys hear me right now? That's number one. Let's get the audio straightened out. Can you guys hear me? Like, do you hear me through the mic or do you hear me through the computer? You could tell because it sounds farther. It's from the computer. What's going on, Kelly? You want a link? I need to know if you guys can hear the mic. I need to know that first before anything. I need to know. All right. Can you tell the difference? I just realized my mic was unplugged in the middle of it. Clear? All right. You guys can hear this? Hear that? I like the mic sound personally, but hey. Christopher West, I'll fight him in Tijuana. He just said that knowing damn well he wouldn't fight there and he had the Saudi venue locked. That's true, isn't it? Isn't that funny? Cali Enigma says, I am clear. All right. Let me send Cali. I'm going to send it through here. What I like about this, if you send out a link, even if somebody else clicks on it, I could kick them off. They never have to step foot in here. Okay. That's the best part, man. So let me just send a link here to Cali. Well, I'm going to send one to Cali Enigma. All right, there we go. Go ahead and click on that link, Cali. It's in the chat. Click on that right there. You'll be able to see the chat and everything even when you're on, if you're on your phone. So it's all good. I think this is the first time Cali's coming on StreamYard, by the way. Cali broke, I swear to God, he broke his what's it called? The dude broke his laptop. Okay, he's got to get a new laptop. Okay, so when he goes live, go donate $1, $2. Let's get his laptop up and running. Okay. Saudi Arabia. I have so many thoughts about this. Mixed thoughts. Okay. I have so many mixed thoughts. What's going on, Kelly?
And I just broke my laptop screen. I just got to replace the screen. I'm not going to buy a new brand. My valuable, man. It's a great laptop. It's a gaming laptop. Even though I've never played games on it, man, that has a great gaming card inside of there. So,
you know what? The gaming stuff is the best stuff. Like these headsets are gaming headsets. I don't play games, but
agreed. I have a gaming headsets too. You know what I'm saying? Everything, yo.
Like if you have a gaming laptop, that means the upload, download on it is great. Like it's made for that. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It's made to use a lot of memory. So that's one of the reasons why it's with regular laptops, man, the memory will cause your laptop to slow down. So I don't have that problem on my laptop, which is why I'm not getting rid of it, even though it's 3 years old. It's a bad.
You're hearing me through the mic, though, right? You can hear this.
Yeah, I can hear you, man. I can hear the mic. Yeah, I heard it the first time.
No, it wasn't plugged in, bro. I mean, I have a pretty good speaker for my laptop, but I just like the mic better. That's a different story.
But
what do you think of this, Spence? Go ahead.
No, when you were saying, go ahead and you say about Spence.
No. I didn't mention. Did I say Spence? No.
That sounded like you had said Spence or something, man.
No. Now, what were you going to say before I dive into the topic?
I was saying, man, I had to touch upon the Saudi Arabia. It's the Saudi Arabian look. I knew it. I said I found an article that I read, and I had been reading about how migrant workers were going over there to Saudi Arabia, right? So they go to Saudi Arabia, and then they can't leave. If they leave, they'll face the death penalty. So they got to work for low wages, and they can never leave. They can never leave. Is that not slavery?
Of course it is.
I'm just saying, but dude was telling me it wasn't slavery. I'm like, dude, that's why. Look,
so what do they call it?
Cheap labor. That's what they're trying to say. But cheap labor, where labor can never leave. Come on, man. It's not. It's like there's a reason. There's moral reasons. Look, man, you don't have to be religious to say there's moral reasons to not want to have the fight in Saudi Arabia, bro.
Right.
I stand by that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I just believe that there are moral and legitimate reasons to never have the fight there. I mean, if you say you stand for human rights, if you stand for equal rights, if you stand for just people just being able to do whatever they want to do as human beings, then you wouldn't want it there. I mean, women. I mean, would you want to bring your woman to that country?
No.
Would you? I mean, let's say something happened to her over there. They're not going to blame the men. They're going to blame her.
I couldn't even look at my woman in the eye and say, "Oh, I support what Saudi Arabia does." I couldn't even do it.
No, you
first
can't,
of all, I don't feel that way. You know what I mean? Like, a couple of things just to kind of go over them really quick. One, these dudes behead individuals in a Times Square for selling drugs or being atheists, bro. Okay, I mean that's what they do.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's an absolute fact.
So, like, I can't. I am a little disappointed with both guys, with Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua for, making this fight where they're making it. You know what I mean? Like, say
that before you get on Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz and PBC still hasn't said anything.
Right. Okay.
That's what's fine. I've been odd to me. So it can be true, but Andy Ruiz big fight announced. The fighter would announce it on his Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Andy Ruiz hasn't said anything. Right. PBC hasn't even.
Andy Ruiz said he told Joe Rogan off the record where the fight is. You know what I mean?
Okay, then maybe he was told he can't say it legally, so maybe he knows. Maybe it is happening then.
So we don't know for sure. Let me go to Andy Ruiz's Twitter right now. Let's see what at this moment, at this time. He has not tweeted out in like 19 hours, bro. They haven't said anything.
Check out PBC's Twitter. Check out PBC's Twitter.
Just 3 days ago, we said, hey, if you said you could whip me in Tijuana, okay, then prove it. Just 3 days ago. You know what I mean? PBC's Twitter to check it out. So going to the main PBC.
just 6 hours ago, they tweeted about Robert Easter, right? Some other stuff on Fox. 2 days ago, super middleweight champion Anthony Durrell. They haven't said anything.
Yeah, isn't that odd?
Yeah, it is odd. Why wouldn't he be promoting his fight like now?
Yeah, I mean, last time PBC brought it up about him fighting Joshua, I don't know why they wouldn't do it now. That's odd to me, man.
That's a good question.
Just saying, he's now one of the PBC faces. He's now one of PBC's faces. He's not just a normal PBC fighter anymore.
What about the Zone? They did, right? I'm assuming.
Right. I think the Zone did. I would like to think that the Zone, since the Zone is going to be
right,
airing the fight that they want. So I know the Zone said they want to get the fight for Chico. Yeah. But I'd say check out the Zone's Twitter and see if they did.
They did. The Zone did it.
That makes sense.
9 hours ago. But has Ruiz signed any paperwork yet? Is what I want to know.
Yeah, that could be a question. If Ruiz hasn't signed nothing, man, even if I sign something, I'd pull out with an injury, bro. Because this whole announcement, this whole situation has been odd. And I just said, man, I would be disappointed in Andrew Ruiz, really, if he did that, man. Because you can't bring your wife there, man. You can't seriously consider taking your wife over there. You can't. You literally have to leave her behind and tell her, I'll let you know the results.
One of the reasons two reasons. One, the product sucks now. Okay, but number two, the reason I enjoyed making videos about how much WWE sucked. You know what I mean? But now I don't even talk about it because they're in bed with Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you're familiar with this, but Saudi Arabia didn't let the women wrestle over there.
Yeah, I read about that on Twitter. Yeah. It was trending on Twitter when that happened. And I just tell you everything you need to know. You know why I didn't let the women wrestle? Because one of the this is what I read from one of the guys who said, well, they may force men to react in an unnatural behavior. Or should I like singing? I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I know what it means. It means they may become aroused. So they can't have that help. And that just
First of all, like, who gets aroused just watching a women's wrestler? Okay. Number two,
sexually suppressed men.
Well, okay, but and then let's take it there. And if they do what? Like what? How is that their fault? You know what I mean?
It's not the women's fault at all because they're not trying. Wrestling, they're not trying to make it sexual at all.
Right.
I mean, you're supposed to be good at wrestling.
I don't. But like, they're so behind, bro. Like it's and people will be like, no, don't disrespect their culture, this, that, and the third. Like they are, dude. Like they're behind, dude. Women are second-class citizens in Saudi Arabia. Okay,
are they even second class?
That's just the truth.
Are they even second class at this point? Like I said, I guess women are allowed to drive now, but I mean everything else seems to be in the Stone Age.
Yeah, everything's in the Stone Age over there. Okay. Man, like I don't know how much. Like I know there's been some reform, and people will come and be like, "No, the new Prince is different, DStyle." Like I mean, whatever improvements they made is still like way behind, dude. I mean, and I don't even want to use the word they're behind. They're just in the wrong. Like like it's just the whole country is loony to me, bro. Like
women have to cover up to because men can't control themselves. That's crazy to me. That seemed like we're going to blame. It's your fault that he wanted to sexually assault you, huh?
Right.
That's unfathomable.
Is it still law that a woman cannot be in a room with a man? And by room, it's anywhere where there's four walls, dude. Cannot be alone with a man anywhere unless it's your husband. Is that still like a law?
I heard that was it. I mean, unless it changed. I wish they got
I think it's husband or brother and dad. That's it. It's the only people out that she could be alone with. Any other man that she could be alone with in a room. Like,
yeah, she can be beaten for that. Beaten.
Yeah, legally.
I mean, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not gonna apologize. Yeah, they earn a life. They finally just got the they can drive now, but they still have to wear a hijab. So I mean, what good is that?
They gotta wear a hijab while they drive.
Yep. Even remember. Hold on. Remember when the woman ran in the Olympics? And a woman from Saudi Arabia, she ran in the Olympics, and she had to. Oh my God! I'm not lying. She had to cover up. She had to cover up while she was running track, man. Do you guys see that? She was running hurdles. You can Google this. For real, she was covered up. You can only thing you can see was her eyes. Are you kidding me? They're gonna make her running that. She's gonna be much slower than everyone else. And it's totally dangerous, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's very dangerous. Okay, those are just the things they do to their citizens. Look at what they're doing to their neighboring countries. You know?
Repeat that again.
That's just what they're doing in their country.
Yeah.
Look at what they're doing to their neighboring countries. Like in Yemen, for example. I mean, they're it's to me, that's as close as genocide as I'm seeing right now in the world. And I have an issue with that. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm wondering, these guys could have made this fight anywhere. Like that's just me. Like, you know what I mean? Like if Andy Ruiz came out and said, "Nah, I don't want to fight in Saudi Arabia," like he would have a lot of support if he did that. That's what I think. You know what I mean? Let's see what people are putting in the chat here. Ruiz Joshua should happen in an octagon. Wow. Yeah, you know what? I think UFC has deals with him too. I saw the hurdles. Wow. The Saudi women had a huge disadvantage. Like you're already facing the best athletes in the world, and they're putting that shit on you. That's insane. I never seen women wrestle that wasn't sexually related. Yeah, but still, it doesn't. Let's not defeat the purpose of the point. AJ10, if they really wanted a neutral venue, Canada would have been a good option. Absolutely. Lennox Lewis represented Canada in the Olympics. They have a good connection with England. And they're right next to the U.S. It would have been perfect. Canada's had some big fights over the years. Absolutely. Cali fell off. I don't know what happened there. And the fight is in Saudi Arabia. What time will it air in the States and in the UK? Around noon. AJ, right now it's 9 in where I'm at, right? So the fight would be like around right now. So do me, if you can, if AJ can, let's do a fact check. What time is it in Saudi Arabia right now? Okay. Oh, I'm sure he got his money. I'm sure he did. I'm just conflicted on how to feel about this, man. Right? Because in one hand, I want the fight to happen. In the other hand, man, it's tough. Okay. If anybody wants to come on, let me know. I'll send a link. Let me know that you want to come out first so I know who's coming on. Like, you know what I mean? Andrew Ruiz probably was given a lot of money. It's 6:02 a.m. right now in Saudi Arabia. We got Callie back on. What's up, Callie?
Hold on a sec. I'm sorry about that. I meant to mute myself. No, man. Like I totally agree with this. Like I said, man, I'm bothered by it, bro. Like I said, I'm tired of this, man. This is multiple fights now in Saudi Arabia. The World Boxing Super Series with George Groves, it was there. It shouldn't have been there either. Amir Khan shouldn't have been fighting over there. Man, it's bad, period. No one should fight there. They shouldn't be rewarded for the behavior. They should be punished. I mean, look, man, we have problems in the United States. I don't deny those. You don't deny those. So we acknowledge that type of stuff. But as bad as this damn country is, man, at least they have like first world problems, you know what I mean? 21st century problems. That country, man, I mean, self-imposed crazy. And I can't get behind that, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. These guys can't take, like, Ruiz can't take his wife. Like you said, I mean, he can't.
Yeah, he can't take his wife, man. He cannot take his wife. I mean, would you recommend him take his wife? I wouldn't.
Absolutely not. Like I know that the Saudis have a lot of money, bro. You know what I mean? But like they have a lot of money to spend, and a lot of, but to me, man, this is disturbing in so many ways, because of all the human rights violations, right? All the human rights violations, all the way women are treated, the way anyone who's not, and by the way, not just even amongst Muslims, right? I mean, if you're the wrong type of Muslim, okay, you get mistreated over there. I mean, it's just it's loony. It's like, you know.
No, you have to believe the same exact way. There is no deviating from what they believe. If you don't believe in exactly what they believe, you can be killed. And like I was talking to the guy,
are the ring girls going to have
no ring girls? No ring girls.
No ring
girls.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Dude, it's 6 a.m. right now in Saudi Arabia. Like, unless they do the fight at 6 a.m. over there, I mean, it's.
No, I heard the fight's going to be at 7 p.m. over there and 11 a.m. in
Terrible. That's a terrible idea. Like, it's football season, bro. Bowl games.
Conference championship week. Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Right.
That's all I got to say. You want to compete against that? Like, I think it was Coppinger tried to say, well, they're gonna battle college football. No, they're gonna get destroyed by college football. College football is king that Saturday. There's no competition on Saturdays for college football. Zero. College football.
You cut off there for a moment, Kelly.
Fool to try to take that on. I'm just saying, you would be a complete and utter idiot to try to take on college football on a Saturday. And like I said, it shows you, but the zone said they want to pay less money than what they paid in the past for Joshua fights. If I was the zone, I wouldn't even want it. No one's going to watch. Look, bro, I mean, you'll be lucky. Like, the hardcore fans will find ways to stream it. They'll be lucky to get 200 people to watch. Maybe they could put it on a replay later, maybe play later or something like that. But if Andy Ruiz gets robbed, no one's going to want to watch the fight. People are going to hear about the news.
Journalists, bro? You think any female journalists are they going to have to wear a hijab?
Remember Seconds? Hey, what's her name? Seconds Out? No, we're not for Seconds Out. What's my name? Michelle Joy Phelps behind the gloves. She can forget about going. She better hire a man. I'm serious.
Yeah.
You see how she dresses? She can forget it. Whatchamacallit? What's her name again?
A lot of dudes
from DStyleBoxing.
Too, but it's all good.
Yeah, DStyleBoxing. She could forget. I don't think she would go anyway. She's mostly on the West Coast. She has traveled, but she's mostly on the West Coast.
Yeah.
I don't see her. She's like definitely a SoCal girl. But I don't see her. I don't see her going over there. I don't think she would risk it. It was not worth it. It's not worth risking. It's just not. I'm sorry. It's not worth it. I mean, when people are supposed to apologize for the way they act and behave towards women, unless you're a powerful woman like Hillary Clinton, then they of course they have no choice but to respect you because it's the United States of America and she's a powerful official. But any other woman, they ain't got to respect you. A normal woman, man, there's no respect coming for you at all. They ain't like they really truly respect Hillary Clinton. She just has power, and they need something.
Did she have to wear a hijab there?
No, she didn't. She didn't have to. She didn't have to. She's like rare situation to make it. Come on, how would that have looked globally if they would have forced Hillary Clinton to wear a hijab there? Oh my God! Can you imagine the women's? Can you imagine the women? And they'd be rightfully so to complain. I'm talking about.
I just want to throw it out there. Like, I don't have something against a hijab if a woman wants to wear it. Okay.
Yes, if she wants to, she should have every right to wear it on her own. But she should be given the option.
In this country, a woman she could choose to wear it, and then you have a lot of bigots that tell her take it off and this, that, and the third, right? So I just want to make sure that it's made clear, all right, that we're not talking about women that want to wear the hijab. We're talking about a country that forces all women to wear it, right? What's the difference, right?
It's a major difference, man. Look, life should be an option, man.
People need it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you should be able to do. Look, man. Look, like I said, as long as you're not harming anybody, you should be able to do whatever you want to do. As long as you're not harming people, you shouldn't be forced to do anything. But I keep getting told, well, they're not really forcing people to do stuff. The hell if they're not, they are forcing people to do what they don't want to do.
Well, okay, they're not forcing you, but they'll behead you if you don't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what do you guys call that, bro?
What do you mean? You don't believe in God? Death. It's like, man, I gotta die because I don't believe in God. Are you really?
But Brian David, I mean, some customs are just wrong, bro. Like I'm just saying, right? Like if there was a society where they behead every firstborn, would you say, oh, it's a custom, it's what they do, it's leave them alone, it's their culture? Or would you say, nah, that's wrong? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
I'm sorry.
some customs are just wrong. I'm saying there's been many customs in the history of the world. It used to be customary to have slaves in this country. Was it right?
Yep.
No.
Nope.
It was wrong. All right.
And it got put to an end, right?
In South America, when the Spanish ran it, and even after they were run out of there, they had class systems. All right. That was customary. Was that right? Absolutely not. It was wrong to do that. All right. So at the end of the day, like some customs are just wrong. Treating women as second-class citizens or not worse than second-class citizens, as Cali will put it, right? It's just not right. It's wrong. You know what I mean?
Frankly, it's evil, man. To me, it's evil. I mean, to do that, you make this, oh, yeah, you're below us. You're beneath us. What is, I mean, come on, man. That's nonsense. And everyone should decry against it, in my opinion.
Well, Christian Davis says the hijab is complicated because women get indoctrinated into thinking it's bad not to wear a hijab. Well, you just used the word indoctrinated, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you have to indoctrinate somebody to believe something, it's probably not a good thing. All right? Like, you know, like I'm just saying. Those are
all that stuff. Like, man, look, the hijab is a cultural thing, man. That's not even in the Quran, man. Like, people don't want to hear that, but that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's cultural. It was created by men because once again, it was men who couldn't control themselves, and they wanted to have, they wanted to just touch women. You know what I'm saying? That's usually the case in a lot of these situations. Not that I'm trying to, be anti-man, because I'm a man, but that's why that was created. It was created to try to protect men from going 8S over women.
Right. Because
they've been sexually deprived. If you allow these men to have sex, if you allow prostitution, I'm not saying it that I think everyone, but if somebody wants to, if two grown people, if they consent to having sex, let them have sex. That's not allowed over there either. All this stuff, the sexual preparation, the sexual deprivation of Saudis, and not just them. It's kind of like a global thing where you see a lot of these people killed. If you find out a lot of these guys have been sexually deprived and they just lose it, you just let these people have sex. Let them pay for it if they want to. My cousin brought that up earlier. He said, man, if that would save someone's life or cause people to think straight, which I think it would help. Not saying it will solve everything, but it will be somewhat of a help. But I mean, all the stuff where the feeling the need to control people, you shouldn't try to control people. At least as long as they're not trying to harm people. Only thing you should be teaching people is do not harm people. That's it. That's the only thing the only rule that we really should have. Do not harm people. Okay, there's other laws and regulations and stuff like that, which all pertains to harming people, like if you pollute and stuff like that, which goes under do not harm people, right? So basically, everything still falls under the umbrella of do not harm people. If you do not harm people, then you can pretty much do whatever you like. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's the only rule we truly need is to make sure that we take care of one another. I understand there's going to be competition when it comes to business and stuff like that. That's fine. But as long as you're not out here trying to ruin people, go ahead.
Well, my issue, bro, is what the Saudis are doing in Yemen right now. I mean, it's terrible, dude. They bombed a bus with kids in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like they're bombing kids. Okay. All that fake outrage that it's on, like when Assad allegedly,
right,
gas his own people, right? And even Trump was holding hands that day with the mainstream media. Okay. And they started bombing, Syria. Okay.
The situation in Yemen, you ain't lying, man. But they bombed the hospital.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They bombed the mosque. There, I mean, come on, man. A hospital. They bombed the hospital.
A lot of people are calling it blood money, bro. Like that's what they're calling it. And
we sold them weapons for oil, man. That's why we did it. No, that's exactly, that's why we did it. I mean, but all this stuff to me, it's just more reasons. We really got to cut off our relationship with Saudi Arabia, man. I'm talking about the United States government, man.
This country talks a lot about morality and this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something, man. Okay. What if their gas prices are going to go up 50 cents a gallon because they're going to lose your shit, right?
Yep.
I'm just
and that's why the government. I mean, really, our gas prices would be high anyway. If there wasn't for a government subsidy, they would be much higher. We'd be paying more like $9-10 a gallon if it wasn't for government subsidies.
Here's another thing: who does Saudi Arabia like? What do they have? Like, what is their body that controls boxing over there? Like, what's the I don't who's gonna run all that?
I have no idea, man. I don't know. Maybe they hire somebody. Maybe they let Eddie Hearn, but obviously, see, Eddie Hearn has there's no filter for this guy whatsoever, man. As we've seen, the whole fake outrage with Dillian White and stuff like that, with the situation where he cares about the help fighters. Like I said, this dude is he's an absolute fraud to me. Eddie Hearn, this dude has no morals, none, and there's nothing there's nothing that he won't do, nothing he won't do for power, nothing he won't do for money, nothing. If someone says that Eddie Hearn, tortured animals to get a fight in a country, I believe it. He this guy to me has
whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever it takes to get what he wants. He's willing to do
that. How important is this fight for Eddie Hearn? How important is this rematch?
Oh, I think it's very important because he needs to get those belts back. And that's what this is all about at the end of the day anyway, for him. He needs to get the belts back by any means necessary. Like I said, if Eddie Hearn, he always used to talk about the money and stuff like that. If it was truly about the money, which he's admitted that fight would take place in the United States of America. But funny, you see how that changed real quick once Anthony Joshua got whooped. And that's what it's about. He thinks he has to do whatever it takes to get his belts back because even more than the money, he cares about power. And he needs the power. So it's about control for this man. So he's willing to sacrifice some money for power. He's still going to make a lot of money off the fight, but he's willing to sacrifice some money just for the power. So like I said, there's nothing he won't do, man. Even if it means sacrificing millions of dollars. Because in my opinion, I think Andy Ruiz and Joshua would have made $50 million if they had this fight in the U.S. on pay-per-view. That fight had got that big. It had gotten that big, and where that fight would have been huge. But Eddie Hearn we make $50 million, but I have no power after Anthony Joshua loses. So yeah, let's make less money. As he's turned down the fight with Wilder. Wilder offered him $50 million with 50-50 on the back end. He declined that fight because he didn't believe Anthony Joshua can win. So that tells you like I said, he's willing to sacrifice money to maintain or to try to acquire power. That's his number one priority over everything, power.
This is Andy Ruiz could put that nail in the coffin, bro. And it'll be a wrap for Eddie Hearn because he will lose. Like Christian W says, this is Hearn's final stand. Eddie loses. AJ, he loses, period. And look at this comment by AJ, man. AJ10. Saudi Arabia is sanctioning a bout they wouldn't sanction for their own citizens. How about that?
Wow. Now that tell you something right there. That tell you something right. But I already spoke about it on my channel. So that and I'll tell you about how Saudi Arabia is so cruel to its own citizens. They still land from the citizens. Yeah. They still land. Sometimes they give you money. Sometimes they don't. They never give you what your property's worth. But if they want it, they just take it. They're like, oh, I like that land. Thank you. And that's one of the ways of how they continue to get richer and richer. And you know what I mean? And people try to act like, oh, well, the citizens don't complain. They can't complain. If it's we don't ever hear a lot of the citizens. If the citizens complain, they die. They die.
Right.
That's why you don't hear citizens complaining, because it's a life or death situation here. And you try to explain this to people, and people can't seem to get it. I get it. I understand what's going on. I mean, it's absolutely shameful, man, that this fight is taking place in Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, man. I'm not keep saying sorry, and it's kind of like a figure of speech, but I'm not sorry for speaking up against this, which I think everyone should speak up against this, man.
What's your
this is disgusting.
Because I started this video and I said, Look, I know it's not a political video channel. However, I can't avoid politics if it's related to boxing. A boxing fight's going to happen in Saudi Arabia. Like,
Yeah, it's really political.
We're not just randomly talking about Saudi Arabia, guys.
No.
Okay? Like, the fight's going to happen there. So, and I will respect anyone who says I don't want to talk about it. I just want to stick to boxing. But what is your message, Kelly? Anyone who says I just want to talk boxing, I don't want to talk about this.
Well, like I said before, well, if you say that, then and if maybe you don't care about human rights. Maybe you don't care about men and women who've been slaughtered, or people who've been slaughtered for their beliefs or non-beliefs. Maybe you don't care about the fact that foreign workers go over there believing that they're going to make improve their life, but then they go over there and find out that they're going into slavery. Or you can't, if you want to stop working, you want to go back home, but you're told that if you try to leave, you're going to be put to death. Maybe that don't bother you, because those are probably the workers who are going to build that 7,000 seat stadium that has to be built in 4 months.
Wow.
Those people. So if that doesn't bother you, then I don't know what's going to bother you. But that's you. I would hope that bothers you. If you feel like that, you don't care. You only care about boxing. Sometimes things are bigger than sports, man. Sometimes things are just bigger than sports. Like life and decency is bigger than sports. I mean, I would hope that some of you guys feel this way, because I definitely feel this way.
But you know what's funny, Kelly?
Right.
Like we have an embargo with Cuba, okay, that was put again by the administration, but like we can't host a fight in Cuba because we have a beef with them, okay?
Right.
But we're over there in Saudi Arabia, like the shit's insane, all right?
Yeah.
Like I can't, and Cuba's a boxing nation.
Right.
Right. Like something just tells me, bro, like, and I'm completely assuming here. Okay. So this is just my opinion, my opinions alone. But like, I feel like, and something that AJ said kind of triggered it, the thought.
Right.
I feel like to them, AJ and Andy Ruiz are just like the two roosters to them. Fighting,
yep.
You know what I mean? It's like they don't, they just think, let these savages fight. That's how I see it. Okay.
Yeah, they don't look at them as people, man. And it's like, I don't care, man. It's a boxing to me. I care about boxers getting paid. I don't like the thought of a boxer, fighting and not being compensated. You know what I'm saying? I care about that type of stuff, man. I care about fighters' well-being. I mean, like, man, fighters are already going to live, already more like most fighters are not going to be healthy after they're done with it. They're going to have some type of physical trauma. Pretty much every boxer will, but some boxers are going to come out better than others. But I just want for those boxers to be able to generate as much revenue as they can. I don't want them to be getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? But even more than that, in a situation like this, look, both fighters are millionaires. Andy Ruiz became a millionaire after his last fight. He's going to have an opportunity to make a multitude of millions of dollars. Andy Ruiz, I understand it was only one fight. Andy Ruiz, right now, currently, right now, as a pay-per-view fighter, he is.
Oh.
He's a pay-per-view fighter. I believe I'm getting followed by police right now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think I'm getting followed by the police right now. Look like it. Yeah, police follow me. I'm looking at it. And they ain't put on no sirens and nothing like that yet, so we'll see what happens. I was like, man, I'm on here trying to pick my nephew up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just, I can't believe a lot of this shit, man, that's going on, bro. In the world right now. But I'm just gonna have to respectfully disagree with Brian David, bro. Like, I think you're putting out a false equivalency right now. Okay, the United States is not beheading people in Times Squares right now. Okay,
no.
It's not treating like we have feminists here that complained about shit that they really they're over exaggerating things. You know what I mean? Like, we have a lot of people in this country that complain about a lot of things. Okay, we have people that want to use the opposite restroom because they feel like it, and so we have issues. Okay, but as far as Saudi Arabia, bro, it's just a whole nother level, dude. Like, I just got to be honest. So hopefully Kelly's all right. Kelly went on mute. So I don't know what happened there, but hopefully Kelly's all right. Let me just look at some of your comments, guys. Let me remove this. Hold on. I don't know, man. I have no idea what happened with Cali over here, but the last thing he said was that police were following him, right? So just want to make sure he's all right. We'll wait for him a little bit. What's going on? Boxing Conversation, Reggie Owens. Let me just share this really quick with you guys. All right. Okay. Let me just share this really quick with you guys right now. Let me get this up. One moment. We had a great week, man. We had a great week. So check out the channel. By the way, the story of Hogan Kid, Basie de Caro, Pajarito Moreno. Make sure you guys check that out. Great stuff right there. And that's the show, man. Okay. Weekend recap with Haplotype. Mexican.
What's up, fam? Man, they ended up passing me. They ended up passing me up, man.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
The police, yeah. So yeah, they were behind me, but they had the lights off. I was like, that's suspect as hell. So yeah, I definitely thought they were getting ready to do something. I said, this ain't good. So they were following me with no headlights on. That is not normal.
Hell, bro. Yeah.
Like, it's starting to get dark out here too, man. It's like, dude, you following me, no headlights.
Yeah. No, that is kind of suspect.
Yeah, like,
I have cameras in my car, bro, that I could turn on. You know what I mean? In case anything ever happens, but that's another story.
No, I can have to put some in my car, man. This is just nonsense going on. I'm trying to pick my nephew up. Standing over here. He's not answering his text. He went out with his friends. And I was supposed to pick him up. And like I said, I don't know where the fuck he at right now, man.
I was like, we're gonna wait and make sure Kelly's all right. Like, we're just like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, man, that shit was crazy, man. I'm like, all right, bro, what the fuck going on?
You know what's funny, Kelly? Honestly, I think a lot of like Europeans and people from other parts of the world,
right?
Something like first world countries. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think they're confused when people are like, "Hey, police following me." I think to them it's like, so what? It's the police. Like,
Yeah. That ain't good news for people who are black and brown. We don't necessarily view that right away. We're like, oh man,
dude, I was and I know
we shouldn't feel that way, right? We shouldn't feel that way, but we know better.
Like
we live in the real world.
I was like maybe 5, and I don't know why I was in the back seat, and I went, "Oh look, a cop!" I just pointed at him. You know what I mean? Because it was a cop, right? I don't know.
Right.
And then my dad's like, "Don't point at him!" Like, he yelled at me, like, "Don't point at the cop, and don't look at him. Like don't look at the cops while I'm driving, because it apparently makes it suspicious. I don't know." But from a young age, I was told, don't look at the cops when they're driving by. So don't, you know what I mean?
You can't. Okay, now I'm over at the circle, and I can't even. Can I go past the cop or no? Road closed. Okay, the road is closed. Oh man, let me see if this person to go. Are they going in? Or are they going around the cop? Okay, they're going around the cop. Okay, I couldn't tell what was going on. The cop pulled somebody over.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's going on. I'm confused. I don't be trusting the police, man. I ain't gonna lie. I see them and I'm like, man, I have like no trust in the police. I didn't have too many bad run-ins with the cops, and I never committed a crime. Never been in trouble with the law. Have no kind of criminal record whatsoever. Like I tell people, I'm not a street dude. I'm a square. So, like I said, I'm not here to try to, speak. Oh man, no, I'm also hood. I ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? I had opportunities to do stuff and thought about it before, but I changed my mind. Because I saw friends. Well, my best friend got shot to death at age 16. He got shot in the face with a Mac 10 point blank range, 1994.
Wow.
So that right there convinced me to never. And I mean, it convinced me to never to go sell drugs and stuff like that. And then I had some of my other friends, end up in prison, and other friends that ended up dead too. And then another friend of mine who I grew up with, he just murdered somebody. So I was like, all right, man, damn, bro, I ain't spoke to you in years. And this kid, I said, man, you need to murder somebody? And he in the news. I'm like, come on, man. So that's why I never wanted to get involved in that life.
Right.
So he was running from the police, and they found him. And now he in jail right now. So I was like, man, I said, I never want to get involved in that type of stuff, man. I said, I'm good. I said, I like being free. I like freedom.
Hey, bro,
So that's why I never wanted to engage in that kind of behavior, man. Yeah. I like freedom too much, more than the money.
What do you think of that comment, bro?
Say it again?
Look at that comment on the screen.
Oh, the comment?
Or if you're driving, never mind. I think you're driving. But according to Boxing Scene, the fight purse will be $100 million combined.
100 million combined? Yeah, I believe that. And Andy Ruiz they said that Andy Ruiz is only guaranteed $9 million. Only thing he can make is $9 million. He's already locked in for $9 million.
No. But that was on the rematch clause. But he got more than that. I'm like, I will bet anything he's going to get more than $9 million.
I hope so. Because man, can you imagine if he only got $9 million? That's what Mike Coppinger reported. Right. I'm like, man, can you imagine that if he only got $9 million for a $100 million fight?
AJ10, they tweeted it out, bro. I don't know if like, doesn't that mean they're already involved? Because AJ is saying that it's reportedly the Zone has yet to confirm their involvement.
Yeah, I heard the Zone saying that they'll get the fight, but the Zone said they don't want to pay that much money for it. They don't want to pay a lot of money for it because there's no money. There's no money in that fight. I wouldn't even want it. You can't make anything off that fight.
Yeah, because everybody's going to be watching college football, bro, in the States.
All right, hold on one second.
Yeah. And then for you guys, I mean, the Zone is not going to have it in the UK. That's going to be Sky Sports. So for anyone that says otherwise, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Just to go back here really quick, guys. Again, make sure you check out all the shows, man, with the haplotype. This is on my channel. Check out the story kit. Basically, I'm already working on the Will of the Boxing Gods Volume 2. Okay. Haplotype's on board to help me out with that, and we got somebody else helping us out, but we'll get to that later on. But this is the show, man. That's the lineup. So, stay tuned for that. I just want to ask Callie one more thing here before we log out. Hopefully, he comes back on a little bit. But
I'm back. Okay, I found out where my nephew's at now, so I can get over there.
Gotcha.
Understand all this stuff. At the end of the day, like I said, I hope Andy Ruiz is going to take this fight in Saudi Arabia. Like I said, I still think, come on, Andy, man, the fight in Saudi Arabia, bro. At some point, I mean, for human decency, like I understand about the money, but really, we're going to do anything for money at this point. I just wish more people would have a little bit more morals. I get it, though. You know what I'm saying? It's an opportunity to make a whole bunch of money. If he makes $50 million, I'm happy for him. He's making $50 million, but who died because they had to, make that stadium that you're going to fight in? That's the question. Who's going to die for that? Somebody makes a mistake. Someone accidentally gets hurt because they're going to rush that. They got to build this. They got to build that in 4 months. That sounds absurd, man.
What's strange is that they already have a stadium, though. They already have a
yeah, but they said they're building a brand new venue for that fight alone.
Why? I mean, I guess because they can. I guess.
Yeah, because they can. Yeah, I know it doesn't make any sense. A lot of the stuff doesn't make any sense, but they can. And like I said, who's going to build that stadium? You and I can guess who's going to build that stadium. No slaves are going to build that stadium. Probably for almost nothing. Yeah. And they're going to say, "Oh, these are paid workers." And if they get questioned by the media, of course they're going to have to lie and say that they're free to do whatever they want. But they're, because they have no choice. They want to live.
Yeah.
They want to live. And of course, if there is a media person who's alone over there who speaks to those slaves, and they try to report it, they will be killed.
Wow.
You know what I mean? We can't act like. Remember Shohogi, the reporter from the Washington Post. You remember him? Remember what happened to him when he went over to report on the atrocities in Saudi Arabia, how he was beheaded. You know what I mean? I like I said, our reports are like, "Oh, it's not that bad over there." The heck of it is. That's horrible, man. You beheaded a journalist because he was reporting the facts over there.
Look what Joe Lopez 4down said. A lot of people are not aware of what goes on in Saudi Arabia due to biased American news media. And that's true.
Yeah. No, they're not allowed to report what's going on in Saudi Arabia for a reason we know alone. Saudi Arabia is it's an oil country. And they're not here to distract the actual capitalism that goes on over there in Saudi Arabia. I mean, they're not allowed to destroy that at all. They're not allowed to talk
are they
ill
the
upon that
country
country.
that whipped an atheist? I think
Yes.
so many
They
whips.
put atheists to death. They've killed plenty of atheists, beheadings.
That's crazy, bro.
Yep. Gay, atheist, you know what I mean? A Christian, you know what I'm saying? They sometimes they'll give you an opportunity to convert to their beliefs. If you don't, then
to the people over
you
there,
better not catch you practicing. No,
just say you're Muslim, and then when you're out of there, then you could, like just saying.
So basically, you got to practice. You got to go practice and pretend like you believe when you don't believe. That's a miserable life, man. That's a miserable life.
AJ Ten just asked me, have I ever had a 9 a.m. fight party? No, I've never had a fight party at 9 a.m. in the morning, bro. Okay?
No.
Like, I'm going to be all fucking hung over from Friday night, waking up, trying to watch this fight, bro. Like, I ain't going to score the fight, that's for sure. It ain't going to happen, bro. Man, this is crazy, bro. Shout out to...
They put up the top. I heard that said the fight was going to be... Oh, that's the part right there. I heard they said the fight was going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Basically be like, it's supposed to like 7 p.m. over there.
Yeah, we did the math. Like, it'll be like 7... If it's 7 p.m. over there, right. It's like 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. in your time, bro. Over there, count.
Right. Yeah, that's just crazy, man. That makes no sense whatsoever to have that fight at that time, bro. I mean, it just doesn't.
Here's the thing. In 2019, a very good amount, I haven't looked at it in a while, I think it was like 30%, if not more, people work on Saturday mornings. Okay.
Right.
So even people that work at, like, if you work at a bank, you're not, like, your whole life you got to watch championship fights, but not that day. Like, you're going to be at the bank, like fucking working and shit while the fight's going on, bro. Okay.
And heard the guy who's trying to break into the American market, he's also doing a huge disservice to the zone. You know what I'm saying, too? So the zone, if I'm the zone, you think you would want to wipe your hands with this dude?
I'm like, hey, we want to cut out of that $100 million. Like, give us $10 million of that. Okay?
Yeah.
Fucking is over.
If I'm the zone, man, I'm like, man, we got to end that deal. I had enough of you.
No Paul's going to have
them
Menudo ready, bro. Okay? Mexicans are going to have Menudo watching Andy Ruiz knock out Joshua. And they're like, pásame el pan!
Man, this like I said, this is crazy, man. Like I said, I mean, Andy Ruiz is getting, you don't want to take advantage of Andy Ruiz's newfound fans. I'm sorry, man. A lot of Mexicans. I mean, are you kidding me? That fight would have did over $1 million with Mexicans and then other Americans getting ready to purchase that fight. I mean, like I said, but he don't care about that. Like I said, that's not his priority. His priority wants to do it, but he has to do it all his way. First, he has to have all the power. He's not going to do that and then allow Anthony Joshua to go get whooped where he ain't got no power. He has total control of Anthony Joshua. He don't have total control of Andy Ruiz, so why would he want to, go fight this dude? I mean, allow Anthony Joshua to fight Andy Ruiz with no guarantee that he's going to win. That his fighter's going to win. He don't believe in Anthony Joshua, man, which is why he's doing all of this anyway. He has no belief in Anthony Joshua, none. He's like, I truly don't believe in you, man. Right. So, I think you'll get your ass whipped. So I gotta do whatever I can. He's not over here.
Right.
At least I don't see him. Okay. I don't look like he's over here.
What's going on, man? AJ 10 says Championship Saturday is one of the worst days to have a boxing bout. Like on a morning, especially. I just want to ask you, Kelly, before I roll out here. Well, first, let me just read this comment, especially at the same time as football games. Unbelievable, bro. Okay. But I just want to ask you, man, it's going to be Eric Morales. Terrible week, bro. Starting tomorrow. Today, actually. It started today. It's already. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I voted for him.
I voted for Morales, man. It's going to be a great week. What are your thoughts on Morales just in general?
Oh man, what a great, intelligent, high IQ fighter, tough guy, man, but very smart, very accurate puncher, man. A guy who set traps very well. A guy once again who didn't fight with this Mexican style stuff that everyone's talked about with Triple G. You know what I'm saying? I just hate that term because it's just not real. It doesn't apply, especially not to elite Mexican fighters. It doesn't apply at all. So you know what I'm saying? But Eric Morales, definitely a guy, man. A guy who knew how to. Well, matter of fact, when it was time for him to step up to high level fights, the guy who would always get it done. Like you can always rely on Eric Morales to show up under the lights. Like he wasn't a guy like Anthony Joshua when the lights are on, like he would falter. Eric Morales had great wars with a multitude of fighters, a great Mexican warrior. Like I said, man, El Terrible, man, like I said, unfortunately, he stuck around too long and fought guys like Danny Garcia, fought him when he was way past his prime. Still put up a pretty good fight against him, and you know what I'm saying, in the second fight, and even some in the first fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just a shame that he's one of the fighters that stuck around a little bit too long, but he's still someone that you have to respect and someone who should be honored. And someone I think is really underrated. And when you start thinking about the kind of career that he had, talking about Eric Morales, really underrated as a fighter, man. Really underappreciated because he should be discussed more than what he is now, in my opinion. I mean, what do you think about that, man? I think he's really underrated, man. I do.
I mean, Eric Morales is my favorite fighter of all time, but a very intelligent fighter, you know, from Tijuana.
I mean, for the most part, when you think about, elite Mexican fighter or like one of the greatest Mexican fighters,
to me,
a lot of people think of Julio Cesar Chavez, but go ahead.
To me, he's top 10 all time Mexican fighter.
Yeah,
easy. But I always look at lists. It's frustrating. They never put him on there. Ever. They never put him on there. Even though
he's not really flashy. You know what I mean? You're not really a loud mouth or anything like that. You know, not like the, you know what I mean? Just a real quiet guy. Nice guy. A really nice guy. He's just not the kind of guy, not really brash. And I think it hurt you as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, instead of people kind of ignore skills, people forget what kind of fighter he was because he wasn't, that's why he just didn't have that kind of a personality. It's like, all right, I'm out here. Look at me. That just wasn't him. So, I mean, unfortunately, it does hurt you. It truly does. Well, it's sad, but it's true.
I have noticed, though, more people are talking about him recently. You know what I mean? Because sometimes something happens, like when years pass.
Well, he's training Jaime again now, so that's going to help him talk about him more, too.
Yeah. Well, look, I like him, too. I think he would be a phenomenal trainer because he has a great boxing mind, and he was a really good fighter. So I think he could do some good stuff for her. But I don't know if Jaime Munguia doesn't have the abilities that, if we're honest, that Morales had. But he could still teach him some stuff. You know what I mean? But I like to see Morales more involved in boxing. I think he a great boxing mind. And me personally, man, my favorite fighter of all time, man. I grew up watching Morales. I remember being in households watching those Barrera fights, and I invite anybody, okay, anyone to convince me that Barrera won that second fight because he didn't. All right. They robbed Morales in that fight, in my opinion. And I invite anybody to forget what you heard on HBO when you were kids and watch that fight or whatever. Go back, watch that fight again and score it round by round. Morales won that fight. I don't know if you remember that fight, Kelly, but it's that fight.
Which one? Which one again?
The second Barrera fight.
Yeah.
With Morales. It changed everything because it gave him his first loss, and then it started a narrative that, and I'm going to talk about it throughout the week, that just wasn't.
Well, let me tell you right then, one of the reasons why I also believe that Marco Antonio Barrera, it goes back to what I'm saying, bro. Marco Antonio Barrera, a little bit more fiery. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more fiery.
Way.
What I said.
I don't know what happened. The GPS
Turn
was
left onto West
Let me
Morales.
turn this shit down.
Take the next left onto West Morales.
I thought she was going to say something like Morales was a good fighter.
Right. Man, but man, especially, man, you guys remember how Barrera could talk. Barrera could really talk shit, man. That's one thing he could do. Barrera could talk a lot of shit, especially when if he was presented right. Because remember, Prince Nassim Hamed really brought that out of him. So Barrera was more, like I said, two different personalities, man. Like I said, Eric Morales' laid back style. really hurt him, in my opinion, bro. It really did. It hurt him. Nice guy, though, man. I don't know if you guys ever met him. Really nice guy.
I have to address this. They always put Salvador Sanchez on there. No disrespect, but not 100% why. He's not considered one of the best. You're not 100% sure.
Salvador Sanchez is an absolute monster.
That dude's a beast, bro. Salvador Sanchez, every time I hear people talk about, oh, he's too young, let him develop. But Salvador Sanchez was that old, bro, and he was fucking dudes up, okay?
Yep.
Salvador Sanchez, I will say this, and I don't care. He's not the most accomplished Mexican fighter of all time, but in terms of skill and ability,
some people say he's the best.
No, well, this is what I said. Skill-wise, like boxing skills, a fighter in the ring, one-on-one with anybody, mano a mano, he is the best of all time. He's not the most accomplished because he died in a car accident real young.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he would have been. That dude was a beast, bro. No, Paul, we're going to have a Salvador Sanchez appreciation week one day.
Yeah, we're going to have to put him in there, man. As a matter of fact, you know what you want to get on there when it comes to Salvador Sanchez? You got to get Kurt Sugar on there, bro. You do. You got to bring Kurt Sugar on your panel when you talk about him. One of Kurt Sugar's favorite fighters
of
all time. Yeah, one of his most favorite fighters of all time.
I mean, when Tony says "fuck," like Midwest runs boxing and this, that, fuck everybody else, but Salvador Sanchez was good. Like when James Toney says that, like it's got to be true, right?
No, he's a badass motherfucker, bro. Like I said, when you get a chance, when you do that, I'm gonna make sure the Kurt Sugar knows. You got to have him on the panel, man. You have to. I promise you, you're gonna enjoy it because he absolutely loved him. So he's like, every time people talk about, I have this time, Canelo's the greatest Mexican fighter ever. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. No. Look, man, I'm not trying to be like cursing or nothing like that, man, but it's absolute nonsense, bro.
Like when people are like, oh, Canelo was only this year's old when he fought Floyd, bro. You know how old Salvador Sanchez was? Okay, when he was fucking up Azuma Nelson, bro.
Right.
Okay. Like, and you know how much like Azuma Nelson was still a force for years to come in boxing, right? Like Salvador Sanchez was the truth, bro. And I'm not saying that like you were just being honest, and you even said I'm not 100% sure why. Right. I believe you're not 100% sure why because you need to learn a little more about Salvador Sanchez, bro. That dude was
Salvador Sanchez was a badass motherfucker, bro. For real. I mean, like he dominated today. He would dominate today.
In my opinion, Morales had a better run than Barrera. I'm going to talk about it. Like the narrative has always been that after their first fight, Morales went downhill and Barrera went uphill, but it's not true. And I'm going to prove it this week to you guys. I'm going to prove it to you. All right. Okay. First of all, I
can't wait for that.
After that first fight, I didn't see Barrera beat Pacquiao. I know who beat Pacquiao. It wasn't Barrera. All right. And Morales was doing a lot more impressive stuff at an old age than Barrera was. But we'll talk about that.
He did, man. Go back to the Danny Garcia fight. Morales still showed me some. He passed me some of that from those fights. You know what?
Arguably, if he wasn't knocked down late in that fight, he could have won that Danny Garcia fight. Yeah.
Yep.
But he got knocked down because he wanted to clown Garcia. His machismo got the best of him. I don't know if you remember, like he was making Danny miss, and he was mocking the way Danny throws punches, right? And he did it a little too quick, got knocked down. But remember when he went southpaw against Pacquiao in the 12th round? Morales did that.
Hold on a second, man. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. He went southpaw in the 12th round, midway through the 12th round, right? Okay, and you know why he did it? Morales was a smart fighter, bro. He knew they were going to use a cut as an excuse, the accidental headbutt. He knew they're going to use this shit as an excuse. So let me give him a chance to win. Let me give him a shot. I'm going to go south. He went southpaw against a prime Manny Pacquiao, okay? And it was shot-born at that time and beat him, right? Like I'm just saying. Or Duran should be – and that second fight, bro, dude, he was wagering, dude. Morales was wagering. He was wagering in that second fight. I'm going to fanboy the shit out of this week, bro. What was it, his dad or his mom? I'm not sure. He fought Chino. In my opinion, I think he won that fight. I think he beat Maidana. I think Morales beat Maidana, and I even think that's when Maidana started to become a better fighter, bro. Right after that fight, I think he learned a lot from that Morales fight. Yeah, I think he won that Morales. I think he beat Chino Maidana at 140 pounds, bro. This dude was a career featherweight. Dude had love handles, all right? Okay. Dude was on menudo. He had menudo like right after that fight, bro. Okay? A lot of fighters go to the hospital. This dude went to the Mexican restaurant where they had menudo. You know where it's at. You know. Morales pretty good fighter, but Duran, if you mean Mexican descent, sure. But Duran does, you know, he reps Panama hard. Don't take him away from Panama, right? But one of his parents, I don't remember who. I apologize. Which parent is Mexican from Duran's side? I think it's his mom. Maybe it is a dad, but somebody said dad, so it kind of threw me off. I'm a huge Pac fan, but that Southpaw 12 has to be one of my favorite rounds of all. Dude, and he didn't have to do that. My best part, and I'm going to talk about this all week, guys, but my best part was when like Morales, you could tell, did not like Larry Merchant, okay? Like, he's like, why did you go Southpaw for? You know, you have to, like, all he said was, after he listened to the translator, ¿te gustó? That's all he said. He didn't say anything else. ¿Te gustó? What that means? Did you enjoy it? And Larry Merchant said, well, yeah. Morales just gave him a look like, in other words, shut the fuck up. Did you like it? All right, then shut the fuck up then. All right? How about that? Because he didn't like to talk about the obvious. Like he did it because, you know, he knew they were going to make excuses, and he gave him a really excellent chance to win. You tell me another fighter is going to change his stance, okay, to give the other dude a shot to win. You tell me one. I mean, it's happened before, but just saying. But I'm not talking about fighters that fight well both ways, okay? Morales was not a southpaw, okay? Southpaw was in his thing, all right? So he did it to be risky. Lapley was about to pass out when he went and go back to Orthodox. Yeah, he was. If you watch his movie, he tells his mom, I thought my dad was American, blonde, blue eyes, but no, he's Mexican. Okay, fair enough. I haven't seen the movie. AJ Morales basically said, let me do the fighting and shut the fuck up. Yeah, let me do the fighting. Okay, and you just ask me questions. Don't. In other words, don't question what I did. Right? Just ask me, you know, how did you win this fight? And ask me, you know, how did you prepare for this? You know, was it what you thought it was going to be? Ask me those questions. All right. We'll wait for Cali for a little bit here, and then I got to wrap it up, guys. But make sure you throw a jab at the like button. Thank you for joining me on this impromptu video. Okay, by the way, what do you guys think of the new setup, man? Because I've, you know, I've been working on the setup of the channel and just everything in general. Feedback's always welcome. Okay, but regular militant. So the Mexican delegation has spoken. I think Cali's back on. I think Cali. What's up, Cali? We got like triple people here. What's going on?
Yeah, I know, man. I got mine myself. I know my other phone is about to die, so I got hopped on this one. It's got 1% left of life.
Oh shit! Okay.
But yeah, man.
He maneuvered. You see that? Look at
that. No, so what I'm talking about right now. Yeah, when it comes to Eric Morales, man. Funny thing is though, man. You know, with those translators. Man, that's every time, you know what I'm saying? The translators always misinterpret and tell intentionally because a lot of times the boxers insult the interviewer, especially Larry Merchant, insulted multiple times. But you know, that's not what he said at all. And I actually had that happen with my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, because she's my ex-girlfriend's Puerto Rican. She's like, that's not what he said. I was like, oh shit, okay. She said, yeah, she said that. She called that dude an ass. He called that dude an ass. So I was like, oh.
Yeah. You know what, though, dude? The Cuban fighters like Rigondeaux, Lara are some of the most humble dudes ever. Okay, they're the opposite, bro. Like they got a translator that talks shit, bro. Like it's the most hilarious thing. That's why you got people thinking like they're the most cocky motherfuckers in the world, bro. But they're really not. Like they're confident, but that's a little different. You know what I mean? That they're not cocky motherfucker. Like Rigondeaux would be like, oh, yo quiero pelear con el mejor. Yo quiero pelear con él. He's just saying, hey, I want to fight the best. I want to test myself against the best and prove myself, right? The translator will be like, I said he's gonna beat that dude's ass. He's not at his level. Okay, he's gonna beat the shit out of him. Okay, he doesn't even have to fight him to know he's better. So something like that. Like he'll just the Cuban. I don't know his name, bro, but there's a Cuban dude that does translations for Cuban fighters, bro, and always makes them sound like the most arrogant motherfuckers in the world. It's hilarious. Yeah, Laura has that translator, talks a lot of shit. Yeah, it's crazy. What's up, Kelly? I'm not sure which one works. You there, Kelly? I got 3 Kellys, right? I feel like, you know, like in Dragon Ball when the dudes like go 3 different ways, and like you're not sure, you're like that's what's going on right now. I can't hear you, Kelly. I don't know what happened.
Oh, that better?
Yeah, there you go.
Man, I don't know, man. This thing.
We have 3 Kellys right now in the chat. Like it was crazy. What's going on?
Man, this thing, like I said, this thing tripping, man. We got people out here walking all out in the streets and shit. Got my nephew out here decided to go hang out at some park.
Oh shit!
Where the gang members are, where they got Norteños at. I don't know if you know what the Norteños are.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's like, bro. He's like, oh, you chose that park to go hang out at. That's the park he decided to go hang out at. That shit. I'm like, dude, of all the places to go hang out, you go choose that shit. Really?
Oh, I got it. Young?
Yeah. Got my little nephew getting ready to turn 16 that thinks, you know, that he thinks that he's an adult and shit. He thinks he's grown and shit now. Like, you're a kid. You're still a kid. You may be big now, but you're still a kid. But, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, trying to get this dude.
The Cuban translator, like they'll ask, like they'll say something like, Rigondeaux, you're a very accomplished fighter. You know, what do you think this win will mean for your career? Like that's all the interviewer will ask, and then he'll go to in Spanish. He'll tell Rigondeaux like, "Hey, yeah, he's saying that you're the most accomplished, you know, fighter of all time. That you're the best. You're the best Cuban that ever lived. You know, and everybody understands that you know nobody could even touch you in the ring. You know, you're definitely the man when it comes to boxing. You know, what do you think this little win is going to do to add to your great legacy? Like, you know, it's just like he just adds shit. You know, it is insane. Well, what fight is on September 28th?
Say it again?
What fight is on September 28th?
Oh, who's fighting on September 28th? Oh, you talking about Spence and Porter fighting on September 28th.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the dates are just... No, yeah. It's I don't have any immediate plans, guys, I'm planning like a trip to Mexico next year, you know what I mean? But, like, you know, with some friends and family and stuff like that. So that's what I'm planning. But if a fight's close enough driving distance, I'll go. Like I might go to, well, the fight's in Dallas, right? I could probably drive there. So.
No, it's in LA.
It's in LA? Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Kelly, you got any final thoughts before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, thanks for letting me come on. Like I said, I'm glad to rap about Saudi Arabia. It's nice to see that it's multiple people have problems with this fight, especially taking place in that location. And yeah, man, I just have a real.
I don't know what happened to Kelly. Fell off. But it's all right. I don't know what happened. He's not even on the bottom of my screen. So, my life. You guys see me? There he is.
That got muted. yes, and I'm glad that more than one person has a problem with that because it's a problem. And like I said, it's a human rights. It's a human rights situation, man. You know what I'm saying? It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful that people see this fight happening in Saudi Arabia and just think, oh well, it's just boxing. No, sometimes it's bigger than boxing, man. Some things are bigger than the sport of boxing, and human rights, women's rights should matter. I mean, it shouldn't be a situation where, you know what I mean, that comes last, that comes second or last to my entertainment. My entertainment is priority number one over the fact that a woman is being mistreated or slavery. Well, screw that. So what if the slaves have to make that stadium so I can be entertained by that fight? So what? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I only care about the boxing match. I don't care about that slave. Screw that slave. He should have been smarter. Then he wouldn't have been a slave. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of sticking nonsense. Like it's funny how people tend not to give a damn about anybody else. You know what I mean? You can care about, you can enjoy sports and still care about right things that should be right. You know what I mean? It's not an option to care or to. I mean, it is an option to care and not to care, but you can actually do both. You can still love boxing and still care about human rights. You don't have to pick and choose. People are choosing to pick and choose and not to give a damn. But you should give a damn. Like I said, I don't want to hear anything else about Eddie Hearn's morality. Like he tried to be all Mr. Moral and everything when it came to Anthony Joshua and Gerald Miller. But as soon as the situation with Dillian White, and you saw the corrupt stuff happen with Dillian White on D-ball, Dillian White with the potentially with the loaded gloves, which is one of the worst parts about it, because there's no telling if he had 8-ounce gloves or even potentially took some of the padding out of the gloves. And you know what I'm saying? That right there, like I said, Eddie Hearn was advocating for all his and except for his own guy. Unbelievable, man. Thanks for letting me come on DStyle. I'm out, man.
Absolutely, man. Make sure you guys go subscribe to the Cali Enigma. Make sure you go do that, okay? And I'm out, guys. This was supposed to be a short show, but I sometimes I can't stop talking. So what are you going to do? All right, this is DStyleBoxing. Make sure you throw a jab at that like button. Stay tuned. Hit that notification bell. That way you're notified. And if you like the content, hit subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace.